Every browser has built-in developer tools. They come in handy when you want to experiment with the page code without actually changing any files. For example, to open developer tools in Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge, we can right-click anywhere on the page and select Inspect. This will be Inspect Element in Firefox. This will open up the DevTools panel. You can use keyboard shortcuts to do this, but those will depend on your operating system and browser. You can change the placement of the development panel by clicking the icon with 3 dots in the top right corner and choosing the option you prefer. We can click the device icon in the top left corner to check out how the page will adapt to different devices and resolutions. Here we can choose between a number of popular device models, as well as horizontal and vertical orientations. We can also select a responsive layout and manually adjust the page dimensions. If we click the device icon again, we'll return to the regular view. By clicking the Elements tab, we can see our HTML code. If we hover over a tag, we'll see the corresponding element highlighted on the page. On the flip side, if you click the pointer icon, then click on an element in the browser window, the corresponding tag will be highlighted in the Elements tab. We can do more than simply select elements with the developer tools. We can also add, edit, or delete elements as needed, and we'll see our changes instantly displayed inside the browser. However, it's important to note that since we're not coding inside the files themselves, our changes won't be saved. Once we refresh or leave the page, any changes we made will be reversed. Still, this is a great way to test out new ideas or find bugs in the design. Let's try editing the heading in the Elements tab. If we double-click on an element, we can replace the text with something different. Once we press Enter, the browser will instantly display our results. We can do more advanced editing by right-clicking on an Elements panel and selecting Edit as HTML. Let's say we need another heading. We'll place it right after the first one. Now, if we click somewhere else inside the developer tools, we'll see our new HTML code rendered in the browser. Remember, these changes will not be saved, so if you leave or refresh the page, they'll disappear. With the Elements tab selected in the DevTools panel, we can also see the Styles tab. Here, we can check out our page's CSS code, inspect our element styles, and see which files the styles are coming from. We can see that our header element is getting some files from styles.css. We can also see the default browser styles, which are labeled with User Agent Style Sheet. If you want to change the style of an element, all you have to do is select the element by clicking on it in the Elements tab, click the element.style rule, and write your own code. Your changes will be reflected in the browser window immediately. Conveniently, when working with styles that have numeric values, like sizes, we can scroll up and down or press the up and down arrow keys to dynamically increase and decrease the values. We can also edit or add CSS properties to change multiple elements at once. For example, let's select an element with the content class and change its width. Also, notice how an element's box model is visualized next to the Style tab. This is useful for viewing the sizes, borders, paddings, and margins of every element. Finally, let's switch to the Console tab. This tab will come in handy when we start working with JavaScript, and this is also where error messages will be displayed. For example, let's try deleting the pic.png file from the project while leaving the link to it in our code. The console now shows Error, File Not Found. Error messages like these are exceptionally useful for tracking down and fixing bugs. Those are the developer tools basics. By using them, we can interact with our projects in the browser in real time using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And we can use the console to find error messages so that we can fix bugs when we need to.